Walk us through. I really want to focus on the first exam and how someone goes all the way from requesting a consult to becoming a patient. So maybe walk us through the first part of that process and what happens. I know you guys have a call center. What happens when if I were to want to come in and request an appointment, how does that work out and how does the baton get passed off to the treatment coordinator?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have so many ways that our patients can request a new patient exam. Of course, you can just call the office and our call center can make you an exam appointment. We do have a 72-hour rule. So if a patient wants to be seen as soon as possible, they have to get them in within 3 days. Even if there's not an opening, we do overbook out to the side. Aside from that, we do our Facebook ads. So if they request an appointment through there, we get the email and we'll immediately call and get them scheduled. We do virtual consultations on our website. So they can request an appointment through SmileSnap and we'll do it that way. So we have a lot of different avenues for patients to request that initial exam. And as far as the actual exam goes, once they get into our office, we have 30 minutes total with each patient. So we're typically scheduling up to 33 or more a day. And it basically just starts, they come in while mom's filling out paperwork. Our records technician will go ahead and grab them from the waiting room, take full records. So it's pan, stuff, and photos on every patient. And that's included in our 30-minute exam time. So we typically give records techs about an 8-minute window to get full records taken. During that time, the TC, calls mom back. We'll go over health history, everything like that with the paperwork. And then records are printed and we're ready to grab the doctor within the first 8 minutes of them being there. So after that, of course, we go grab the doctor. They typically have a 1 to 2 minute window in the room. So they're in and out pretty quick. And it's the TC doing a lot of talking after that. So going over fees, asking for the sale, everything like that.
Yeah, so I want to dig in a little bit on some of those points. You said 72 hours, someone has to get in with 72 hours. Why is that?
Yes. Dr. Ben he's always been very into making things happen for the patient. And, if a patient's shopping around trying to get in with your office and they're really wanting ortho treatment and they're highly motivated to start, they're going to go with whoever they can get in with first. So, even if they love everything about your office, your website looks great, but they call someone else that can get them in this week and you're saying you can get them in 7 weeks, they're not going to start with you. They're going to already have braces by that point. So we've had that role for a few years now and it's always worked out really well.
Yeah, that's amazing. And availability is huge. I know that across any industry, especially in today's world where we want things now and most things are available over the internet, if you don't make yourself available, you're not going to set yourself up for success. So I know a lot of offices can learn from that, especially now with pent up demand. People are backlogged and trying to get in all these established patients as well as new patients. So it's probably really challenging, but something that we've also suggested is that offices could use the virtual exam now to just get the process started. So if I want to come
Yeah,
in today,
absolutely.
go ahead and get the process started virtually. So that's
For
awesome.
sure.
The other thing that you mentioned was 30 minutes. Then you mentioned 8 minutes and 1 to 2 minutes. It sounds like you guys have this down to a science. How did
Yes,
you
it's a
guys
system.
Yeah, how did you guys come up with that process and define those things? That's my first question. Second question is, how do you track it?
So we slowly got to that process. When I started, we had an hour per exam. One day, Dr. Ben was like, we're going to 45 minutes. Let's make it happen. So to do that, we just slowly had to, get quicker with each step of our consult process. And then same thing, one day he came in, he's like, we can do this in 30 minutes, schedule a new patient every 15. So the doctors understand in order to make that happen, they have to do their part. They can't spend 20 minutes of our 30-minute exam in the room. So they're very quick. They trust the TCs. The TCs know what they're talking about. They know how to explain the treatment to the patient. And they know if the patient has more questions, you can go grab the doctor again. And that never happens. I don't think it's ever happened in one of my exams, but they're very, capable of doing that. So as far as records go, that kind of happened the same way. We would actually secretly time our records techs and give them praise whenever they got quicker. And then eventually we'd be like, let's see if we can beat this 8-minute window. So they get a lot of training, and they know they have another new patient coming in every 15 minutes. So they want to be quick too. And then, yeah, our fee presentation, it's very simple. It's the same every single time. So it takes 5 minutes every time, no matter what.
So that's really cool too, because I've seen a lot of offices and even some services want to complicate things, even like fees. And, I'm all about giving the patient one choice, because then it's
Mm-hmm.
very easy to, learn any objections around that, or it's very easy for them to even just digest it and understand it. So that's
Yes,
really cool.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys have made it so simple, and that you have those times in place to hold everybody accountable and really provide the best experience to the patient. So super cool.